to talk about your side, your agriculture.
We love a side hustle at Helix
We love a
Legal.
side hustle.
So my side hustle is a bit unexpected. I have been involved as a co-founder in a startup agri-tech company called Provenir. And we are Australia's first commercially licensed mobile abattoir. So instead of putting high welfare cattle on the back of a truck and driving them off to an abattoir, the humans do the travel. In the last generation, there's been a 75% constriction of abattoirs. So whereas previously a farmer might be able to have a 2-hour drive to an abattoir, there is now up to 3 days in certain parts of Australia. And we know from research through the RSPCA and everybody in the industry knows that a bad journey can be incredibly stressful on an animal. It can act as a diuretic, so they can lose a very high percentage of their body, and terrible for the animal, but also terrible for the farmer, because the farmer who has put 24 months into the highest welfare, grass-fed, weaners stay for 6 months, no herd antibiotics, really top quality farming, they can lose money on that day because of the condition that the animal's in when it reaches it. And as a consumer, and I'm a mum of 2 kids, I'm concerned about what they eat as well. The idea that adrenaline and lactic acid and cortisol and all those things that we excrete when we're stressed gets excreted into the meat that we then eat is something that, if we can, we should avoid. So I've joined with this group of people who are remarkable: a veterinarian, meat safety inspector, a high welfare cattle farmer, a restaurateur and a marketeer, and we formed this startup company. Got some incredible backing from the Meat and Livestock Association of Australia, the MLA, and in June last year we went into operation. So we decided to put our meat in the Australian Food Awards last year, a few months into operation, and we won the gold medal for the best beef in Australia and gold medal for best in class. And they kind of judged them like wine is judged, with all these different characteristics. And so I'm really proud of this, because the farmers with whom we're partnering are the most remarkable people. And they talk to us about, the breeds that they choose to farm in the particular areas where they farm and why. But somebody could then buy a piece of Provenir steak and scan the QR code with their mobile phone, because we've linked a digital provenance platform to provide full traceability. So, Michael, if you went and bought a T-bone steak, a Provenir steak, in the corner there's a QR code and you scan it and you meet the farmer and you read about why they choose Angus cross for where they farm. And they're farming.
That is so cool.
So Neil Perry and a bunch of Australia's best restaurateurs tasted our product and got on board really early. So you can go to places all through Australia and find, now that the restaurants are reopening, you can find a Provenir eye fillet. Or we've just really exciting news just in the last few weeks, signed a brand ambassador who's this amazing restaurateur called Mark Lebroy, who runs 3 Blue Ducks. So they've got restaurants across New South Wales and Victoria and at the W in Brisbane. And he just says, this is exactly what I'm about. This is a company, Provenir is a company where when they come to a Y intersection and they could choose a road that's about cost, savings and efficiency, or they choose animal welfare and ethical considerations, this company always chooses the hard road. And you can taste it. There's happy cows. Happy cows taste delicious.
Yes, yeah.
Well done.
I love that. I love stories like that. But it goes to, it goes to your character, obviously, and your what sort of bolts you, what makes you the person you are to be prepared to venture off and do this sort of stuff. But I was just reading an article. I'm just looking at one of the trucks. It's amazing.
You're looking at a mobile processing unit. Isn't it cool? So they roll into the paddock of the high welfare farms, and we've got a new video where we're introducing the world to our ambassador. And in it, one of our high welfare graziers, she's this remarkable woman, and she just gives her cow a little slap on the butt, and it walks up the MPU, and the farmer's talking about what a different way it is. And, you know, it's an alternative. It's not the way that all of Australia is going to be, but it's an alternative for people, for farmers who are interested in it, and conscientious consumers who are interested in what they're eating. And the rise of flexitarian means a lot of people are eating a lot of vegetables, and if they know the provenance of the meat, they eat meat on a limited basis if it comes from a high.
Yeah, I probably fall into that category. I mean, it's amazing. It's not going to be for everybody. I understand that, but it's, you know, you can be disruptive and an influencer with just, you know, picking up 5 or 10% of the market who's prepared to pay that extra bit more because of the situations that you just outlined then. And to me, it's like, I'm just so happy that, you know, consumers are finally sort of driving. I think it's going to happen in the construction industry big time too. Consumers are driving what the industry, what they want the industry to produce, not the industry just saying, we'll throw you out on a quarter-acre block out at the back of nowhere, and, you know, that's going to be your choice if you're a new home up buyer. You know, it's like, no, we're going to have a conversation about how my money's going to be spent, and it's going to be what I wanted.
And I think that's right, and it's probably the thread that ties all of our discussion together, because where there is a crisis like the one that's happened, there is an opportunity for reimagining. And for me, I've realised, and I'm surprised it's taken me so long, that the concepts that are, we've always done it this way and that's why we'll do it this way, this is how we do it, they're such a dangerous set of words to put together, because this is how we do it is how people quickly made money and didn't think about, you know, that why intersection. If this is how we do it is because it cost us less and increased our profit, well, that's okay for you if that's why you're in business. But if you're cognizant of a better way, then why don't we do it differently? Yeah. And I think
I've just done an article I've just done an article which is with Janelle, but I was trying to articulate this very thing from a construction industry point of view, and how I believe that coming out of this crisis, there's going to be people, and I'm going to be one of those people, who are just going to make changes, irrespective of whether there's a vaccine or not. It's like, this is the opportunity I'm going to use to, and I think there's going to be a lot of client-driven demand, which will mean people building things. So clients are going to be saying, no, I want this, whether it be offices or different sort of home arrangements in terms of whatever it is. And contractors are going to have to come up with solutions to that client who's going to want that. And then service support industries like legal support services are going to have to find their way around supporting those contractors in this challenging world. Because, so my view is that there used to be, I always used to think there was two types. You know, there was always there was crisis management, then you'd have a stabilisation period, and then you'd have another crisis, or, you know, something like that. My view is it's just continual evolution. Every day is going to be different to the day before. And from a support industry perspective, like what legal services are, we're going to have to realise that our contractors, the people who are dealing with these informed and very articulate and knowledgeable clients these days, those contractors are going to have to find ways to build for those clients. So therefore, we have to find ways to support those contractors.